Are you ready to go beyond the golden rule so that you have a really deeper understanding of karma and you put yourself in a place where you can increase your effortless attraction? Because if law of attraction isn't quite working for you, there's something you need to know about karma. Hi, I'm Kaylin, and I'm co-founder of the Golden Flow System of Accelerated Well-Being and Abundance. So you can call me your abundance coach. This is my buddy Oberon, who joins me in all of my videos, and I can see that pretty soon you're going to meet Peppermint, or not, my cat, who sometimes likes to pop into the video. He sneaks into the studio and pops in. Well, let me begin by asking you to subscribe up above so that you catch the next amazing video that'll help you with your effortless attraction. Because don't you want to attract your desires? Yes, and life should be sweet. You should enjoy what I call the riches of life. So be sure to subscribe. Also, please, I love to hear from you. Please, down below, Oberon's asking that you comment or submit a question. I think you can also submit them privately if you want. So if you're a little shy, go ahead and do that, because we're so happy to address any questions or take on any new topics in our videos. All right, so let's get down to karma. The golden rule. Why isn't that accurate, and how can you take it deeper? Well, here's the thing. If it was really done onto you as you did to others, well, you've had days, weeks, months where you've been pretty good and awful things have happened. You know, we all hear stories about the doting husband or the doting wife who are so wonderful, great father or husband, great mother or wife, you know, do all the right things, and then they find out that the other person's having an affair. Well, what's going on there? That's not pretty golden, right? That's pretty wicked. So, wicked and not in the good way. So, what's going on? Well, what's going on is that deeper than the idea of a golden rule, what's done onto you, is that there's really karma going on. Karma is really a lack of love. We all have karmatic energy. And if you think about it, this only makes sense. Have you ever heard that the fabric of creation is love? You've certainly heard the Beatles song, All You Need Is Love. And you probably have heard that love is one of the highest vibrating energies. Well, it is. So in that case, you could say that you're here to learn to love, although I wouldn't quite say that was accurate, but let's go with it for now. And in that case, karma would be sort of like the teacher helping you learn to love, or a lack of love so that you can learn to love. From this angle, doesn't it make sense? And also from this angle, you're going to start to hopefully get a sense of how law of attraction, therefore, always reflects your own energy back onto yourself, so that you have an idea of your karmatic energy and what's going on with it. That way, you can make adjustments. You can figure out how to raise your energy. You can figure out what thoughts, what feelings, what actions, what energies, what different attitudes and choices you can take on that are going to take you in more and more of that direction towards love. More and more towards what you prefer and further away from the karmatic energy. Again, we all have karmatic energy. If you're embodied, you have karmatic energy. And karmatic energy isn't something that just goes away. You don't heal it, you don't cure it. But you can raise it because, as you probably know, energy is neither lost nor destroyed. So there's no destroying your karma, but there is bringing love to it and raising it, because energy flows. Okay, I hope that wasn't too much. Let's sort of try to do that again in a little more maybe layman's terms and talk to you about what you do. Because if you're like so many of us, you have karmatic situations and you don't know what to do with them. I have a funny little story for you. Karma is such that it'll have you attracting and reattracting similar experiences. So once upon a time, one young man that we were working with and that we were helping on his path, because we've done this for nearly 15 years, well, he was really funny because he kind of came, from a dysfunctional family and, lower class, that kind of story. So that he was having to invent himself for himself. He was having to figure out how to get ahead in his life if he wanted to maybe be the first to go to school and, go to college and make more money, have a career, that kind of thing. So he didn't have the money, he didn't come from money. But it's funny because his girlfriends, generally speaking, they had the money. He would have this sugar mama who would buy him a truck to buy his affections. Things like that would happen. And with the first girlfriend, well, it's like, okay, be careful of the choices you make with, your energy and everything going on. Because the choices you make, of course, activate an energy. And according to the choices and the energy that's activated, law of attraction then brings you your next experience based on that. Well, needless to say, that relationship didn't work out. Go figure. You got buy a guy a truck, and and if that's what you have to do to try to keep things going or gain his affections, chances are it's not working out. So, fast forward a few years, and once again, he has a girlfriend who's a sugar mommy kind of thing again, and has the money. So that karmatic energy was repeating because a part of his karma was such that he was experiencing a lack of love that said that he was less than and that he couldn't get ahead in life kind of thing. So instead he had to attract other people into his life, women who would give him the money kind of thing. So you could call that a low self-worth karma, if you will. But can you get a good sense of how he kept, of course, he would fall in love with these women, not because of their money, but that really then would come into play. He would fall in love with them for who they were, but then when things weren't going well, they would sort of buy his affection. And in that sense, you could see how he would then activate or reactivate and continue in that energy of a low self-worth, feeling like, thinking that he couldn't earn the money on his own. He couldn't get ahead on his own. So he had to rely on them. So that perpetuated the karma, that lack of love or lower vibrating energy, and it certainly really showed him that he wanted to feel better about himself. And so he had to work with this until he finally did start to decide that he could do it on his own. And frankly, now he has his own business and he's growing things and he's doing much better. Now, what I want you to most pay attention to, though, is that awareness and that idea that the karmatic energy is a place where you're not fully honoring yourself. You're not really loving yourself because it's a lack of love. And when you take actions from that place, well, you're activating an energy that vibrates lower, and then law of attraction comes along and brings you an experience that vibrates lower. Then when there's things that you prefer, like creating your own business or attracting a new love or whatever it is that you might desire, it's really hard to get your energy up there because you're really keeping your energy down with that. In the example of this young man, with the low self-worth. Can you get a good sense of that? So it's really important to make sure that you're in the flow of love. Make sure that you are loving yourself. The number one most important person to love. No, it's not because I want you to be an egomaniac, right, Oberon? And it's not because I want you to be a narcissist. It's because when someone genuinely loves themselves, they can't help but love you too. Haven't you noticed that some of the nicest people are really nice with you as well? Some of the people who are so loving, they're good to themselves and they're really good to other people too. So it's, don't fall into I should be full of myself. No, not at all. You should be totally convinced that you are divine, that you're a part of the oneness, that you are a part of love. You're connected to everything and you should really honor everything that you are. All right, I think we've gone on long enough. Don't you agree, Oberon? Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. Otherwise, I hope we've at least gotten you to stir up some thoughts about karma. Maybe gotten you to think a little about your own karmatic energy, because it is keeping you from attracting what you want. When you instead get in the flow, and I won't talk about my golden flow system and the 3 steps in this video because I think I've gone long enough, and I definitely talk about it in some other videos. It's very simple, and it's something you could do on the fly. But get in the flow. You know, when you get in the flow, what happens is you effortlessly raise your energy. Doing the flowing puts you in a better mood, it uplifts you and raises your energy, at which point you effortlessly attract things. You more easily can find love for yourself, and you will therefore more easily find that law of attraction seems to be more and more of your friend, because you are attracting effortlessly, and things then are always working out for you. All right, well, Oberon's asking me to end this video because he doesn't like a cat that's so much bigger than him being so close to him, because you know how cats like to eat birds. And that's just their karma, right? Until next time, thanks for watching.